that correct. I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
But what we...
Eric?
But he was... The autopsy report says he was strangled with a scarf and stabbed post-mortem, so that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, yeah.
Was he not struggling when he was getting strangled?
Well, I mean, why stab him then? The knife implies that there was a fight with the knife.
I don't know. I still say that he fucking was found hanging. And then she was like, no, he was mine to kill. But that's just my opinion.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
You don't bring up Fox in that tone with me, Judge. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your
He got
testimony.
stabbed with a butter knife.
I actually had a dream I had to stab someone with a butter knife. It didn't really work out too well. Sorry.
I can't stand the side of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Oh. Thank goodness Mia can still look at me. With an icy stare, yes. Stop reading my brain!
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
Present.
My god.
And how do you know that?
When the ends of the threads on the button and the costume were matched up, they were found to fit together perfectly. Or so I heard.
I've heard that before too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail?
Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm prepared and you are not.
Ark, and I thought I had her this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up on, it has to be here. But where and what? Present. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time.
Objection. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it?
This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Ungard at any time. Why, then, would she wait until there was such a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Karita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Ungard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendant!
Objection. This isn't the Phoenix Wright wax philosophical power hour.
I play that one.
It's okay. And please stop slandering the witness. He looks so slandered.
As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty slandered. Really? Because to me it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now. But you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm gonna pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Jesus. Okay. Well, what can we possibly do? Alright, you know what? Here, for the moment I saw it and it was them. I know who motive was, but I have any right. No, I'm right. They didn't have an alibi for what he was doing. Bum was torn off, fight with Matt. Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. You felt you had to protect him. Now, I think we should present the ticket right there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because you felt the way you had to protect him, but you didn't give a fuck about this whole thing, and you helped it, so... Yeah. That's what I do. Pressing that with the ticket.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Damn it.
Really?
You suck.
You knew that would be the thing.
I would present the autopsy report with ordering the button statement because he was strangled with a scarf, meaning the button being torn off then and getting blood on it makes no sense.
He would have been probably behind him if he was doing that.
Right. And there would be no blood.
You're a genius.
True.
Alright, so button. Wait, the button was
Not the
torn off.
autopsy report.
Wait, which one? Which one are we doing?
Juan's
torn
autopsy
off.
report.
The button was torn off the fight, off of Tuan during the fight with Matt.
Okay, because as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit woozy right now.
Me too.
Okay, cool. I need a drink soon. Alright, Juan's autopsy report. Good. Okay, fuck it. It said. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Strangulation?
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. What?
After the knife was stabbed into the victim.
Exactly. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
Vaz.
Wow, Vaz.
Objection
Order.
to your orders.
Damn.
What is the meaning of this, Wright? Oh, so what if the button was torn off of the body after the victim already died? What is the change?
Let me ask you one simple question, Edgy Boy. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We now know that this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
It obviously was a memento of the crime, Your Honor.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
Don't trust his lies.
to pin the crime on guard.
Yeah.
There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ungard.
Oh.
There's no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right. Mr. Ungard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
Grabble! Grabble!
Oh.
Grabble!
And the real murder is... Wait, murder?
I guess they fucked it up.
Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, shit. Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer. The person who planned to frame Mr. Ngarde is. It's not her.
It's her.
It's not.
Her.
It's not her.
Her.
It's
the badge.
Celestin Pax.
It was Lotta.
A lot of the whole time.
Let's send that bitch up the river. Let's do it.
Fuck it, let's throw Willpowers under the bus.
It was old bag.
Christ.
Oh, maybe we could present the fucking transceiver. No.
No.
That's not it.
He's looking
Gotta be-
for a person right now.
Gotta
Yeah.
be Adrian Andrews.
Bond Karma.
Alright, I don't know. I don't
What do
know,
you mean you
man.
don't know?
I don't know.
It's not a trick question.
It is a trick question.
No.
It has to be.
It's just a question if you've been listening.
It's totally a trick question. Are you sure it's not?
Yeah, it can't be.
Alright. Scott, I'll let you decide.
It does seem too obvious.
It
to
does
be
seem
true,
too
you know
obvious.
what I mean?
It's like,
oh
why
my
would they
god,
even let us
sometimes
ask?
this game is super
It
obvious.
really is.
I don't
So-
know. This is like Family Feud syndrome right now. I don't
It
know if
really
it's like
is.
actually that stupid.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't implicated Adrian, though, so this will be the first time.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that is true, isn't it?
Alright.
Okay, fine. Since Scott says so. Adrian Andrews. Miss
Told you.
Adrian Prescott.
They're like a Pokemon trainer.
I choose you! You are Mr. Karina's killer!
The
No,
terrible
not
Pokemon.
again!
Got no backup.
Order. Mr. Pratt. This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence? Bitch, I'm loaded with it!
How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me.
Oh, I can! Watch me. Would you care to test?
Then what about the knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ungard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Bitch.
Then what about the button that was found in Matsukama?
This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the people or person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungard was the real killer, there's no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own akama. Jesus! How many do you have?
And where does she keep them?
I don't know. The only person.
Parachute pants.
Oh, Jesus. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ungard's akama is the person who went to wake him up from his nappy time, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I mean, she's wearing the same exact shit, just from this
Whoa.
angle it looks worse.
Oh.
Look at that shoulder.
That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is this hussy.
Oh, she looks cold.
Oh no, get a jacket or a costume.
Objection! But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere found on this guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right.
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any suspicion, she used a towel or something else to open it up.
Oh, it's just that easy?
Yep.
You don't need evidence on that.
But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her own fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, there's this photo. Look at those pants! The photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime.
Are those Chinkos?
I think so. No reasonable person on earth would wear chinkos. And the samurai is not Mr. Angarde. Oh, he would be too short for it. Speaking of how tall people are, hey, you're short as fuck.
Please stop.
Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time.
Miss Andrews.
I refuse to testify.
What?
There's a law.
Plead the fifth.
It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Oh
She's
shit.
guilty.
She
Guilty.
knows law!
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination.
Bullshit, this judge doesn't know any laws.
I read it on Wikipedia.
I see. She wrote that article.
By allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
Why did no one else know that in the other cases? Pleading the fifth is something that not a lot of people do and shit.
Oh, I was just talking on my ass. That actually is a fifth.
Actually,
Well, yeah.
thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Guard's room.
Adrian Andrews? I hate this. Yes? Oh. Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright. Which...
She told her about the law. That's it. That's when Francesca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Denise. There's still one thing you haven't done. Something that I haven't done. Shut up, Mo.
What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
What? I've worked so hard!
Everything you've proven is circumstantial.
Fuck! Fuck!
Yes, fuck. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida.
Oh, God.
Now we bury her.
Yes.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corrida?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
No! She's being a bitch! Mia! What should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. Someone who
that
knows
knows
their
the law.
rights.
Yeah.
I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Ms. Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
On Disney Channel?
Yes,
Oh, sick.
7 a.m. to
Yeah.
7:30,
Oh, sick.
right before the Jammin' Ninja.
Weird.
I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial,
Tomorrow? Oh no. We don't have it tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Hold it, by the way. Please, wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial.
What are you sweating it for?
It's fucking hot!
I got golf later, bitch.
Oh,
Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he?
that's not it. This isn't about that.
wait, one more day to live. Do they just shoot them after the trial?
so.
Yep, execution on third day.
Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to
Well,
testify.
slap her or something.
You got it. Now then, this court is...
Oh, objection, I guess.
Yeah.
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you?
It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that is very true, but
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about, Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of wine. I mean juice, whatever.
Yes. And?
I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirred, in a glass of juice.
So my actions were unusual? But I've
You son of a
already...
bitch.
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect.
testify.
Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. However, we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
Wow, we're so cool.
Oh, he's doing loopholes.
I don't know what it's about him today, but he's so hunky. Is he a friend
Wink.
or a foe? Stop winking at me. I just don't know.
the court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
Do it. Do it.
The glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over.
We got her.
Yeah. Also, he had a fucking knife in his chest, apparently.
That's why we got her. She didn't mention the knife. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think that I needed to include something so trivial.
Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with his testimony, then there's nothing left.
Nope, nothing's wrong. Solid. Open and shut case.
I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours?
Thinking about tea in a good book.
Fuck patriotism.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay. So here's the deal. Do we want to press it all, or do we just want to present this knife when she's like, I didn't think he was dead?
I don't know. Usually it's not the item right up front.
Yeah, let's just press the N Juan. He was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. We'll just...
What about when I saw him sitting like that? He was
Yeah, I
dead?
thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
That one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, okay. So, press that or present the knife?
Press it
Press
first.
it first.
Alright, fair enough. Press. Then what did cross your mind?
I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he had lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so we decided to take a nap.
Don't have enough fit. I'm gonna go nap now.
Ain't
win the Grand Prix.
Oh.
Anyways, that's what I thought.
I see. So you didn't think he was dead at all?
That's bullshit. Alright, so we'll go back and present the knife there, I'd say.
Alright.
I'm not even gonna save state. I'm just gonna fucking do it.
Yeah, I don't think you need to.
Ah, fucking really? What? Come on.
I think you have to present it when she's speaking.
we can't do that.
Oh yeah, shit.
I can't, how did that not count?
Oh, that's dumb. Yeah, that's
Must be
dumb.
something else we press to get to present something, I guess.
Ugh, lame,
Because
bro.
obviously the knife is going to be the clincher. but
Yeah.
that's stupid that we don't know how to go about putting it in.
Yeah.
That's,
Mhm. Lame.
I guess just press, like,
Everything.
yeah, until it says, do you have proof of this, you know?
Alright, to be honest, I thought he just fainted. We'll press that part.
Okay.
You thought he fainted.
I thought he was asleep at first. But then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone.
And that's when you went to pour yourself a glass of juicy juice.
Yeah. He always has a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink.
It's random.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
I see. So he's a psychopath.
That's when he was dead. That's when I knocked over the valve of his fucking press it. And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead?
I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward.
And knocked the flower vase over. So what happened?
How did she
No,
stagger
that's what
backward if the flower vase and dresser was behind him?
What?
She staggered backward, but the vase was on.
It was to the side of him.
Oh, it was on the
Yeah.
side table.
Yeah, his body was like diagonal. It was catty-cornered to it.
Oh, for some reason I thought the flower vase was on like the dresser.
Yeah, me too.
He's still not mentioning the knife, though, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Either way, yes.
Okay, so